皆様ごきげんよう、メイド水木のやねる配信へようこそいらっしゃいました。Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to class. I don't know, I hope my internet is decent enough today, but this is our Japanese class collab stream. Yay! For those of you who don't know me, yay! Yes, for those of you who don't know me, I am Mizuki Meido. I'm a Japanese teacher, Vtuber. Don't worry, I'm native Japanese speaker. So you can kind of trust in what I say, I guess. Maybe not sometimes, but I hope you have your notebooks ready. And we have our guest, Shimo-san, today. Yay, Shimo-san! Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Shimo. I'm a fairy cat girl, and I'm very bad at introductions.
Yay! ありがとうございます。Okay, let me know how the audio is, because y'all know me in audio. We're not friends. Yeah, we're like acquaintances still. So let me know how things sound, and I will try to fix it if there's anything I can fix. はい、ということで、しもさんね、本日、日本語教室コラボということで、日本語においての比較級とかね、英語の授業とかでは聞くことあると思うんですけど、本日は日本語においての、日本語っていう言語においての比較の方法について文法のレッスンをしていこうと思います。はい、ということで、しもさん、I know if you've been here like quite often. I feel like you might be one of the most frequent comers to my channel because I don't really collab a lot simply because I'm really bad with making friends, but
I mean, I don't actually collab a whole lot myself either, so
on the same page in a way. よかった。
Yeah.
But yeah, well, Shimo-san, I heard that you have a certain goal that you want to achieve this year. Can I ask you what it is?
Yes, I am working on taking the JLPT this winter.
JLPT mentioned! Yeah, 頑張ってください。Hi. So for those of you who don't know what JLPT is, let me introduce JLPT for you a little bit. JLPT stands for the Japanese Language Placement Test, and it's one of the only official Japanese tests that's out there that is recognized by the Japanese government. You will need to take this if you want to do things like work in Japan or go to schools in Japan. There's 5 levels starting from level 5, where we call it N5, Nihongo 5, and then goes all the way up to N1, which is the hardest. But yes, I personally think that taking the JLPT comes with a lot of pros, especially if you already know Japanese, or maybe if you don't. It's quite beneficial. It doesn't mean that taking the JLPT and passing it will make you actually fluent in Japanese, because there's not a speaking portion to this test nor the writing portion, but at least you'll be able to go through all the basic grammars that people use in Japan and vocabulary. So I personally think it's a pretty good idea if you want to actually like level up and skill up with your Japanese. Hi. ってことでね。で、しもさん、今年、はいね。しもさん今年 JLPT を受けるのが目標ってことで。Yeah. December, right? You said?
Yeah. Though I gathered that the N1 and N2 have a lot of really silly stuff in there.
Oh, yes. Well, it's more of like, I've taken a lot of English tests myself, but I feel like the more higher up the level goes, it's basically more like academic stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like from what I've been told. Except from what I was told, it sounded even less like academic and more like very like hyper-specific, like career-related stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is that way. Cause there's this test called ACAN, which is basically like English JLPT. I feel like it's very similar to it, but it does have like writing portions and speaking portions to it. But the highest level is like, you probably wouldn't even use it even if you're a native speaker.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, like
one of my circle members passed the N1, and he was telling me about all of the weird weird like vocabulary that's included in it.
Oh yeah.
It's just like
right? Like I know that I only passed it because I was like into like reading like I don't know BBC News and like academic journals, but it's weird. But it's interesting because like as a native speaker of Japanese, I can see that like all of the stuff that does appear on JLPT tests, including N1, we all know it. We just don't use it. And so it's like, you know, what is a language?
it makes sense. That would probably be the case for me with like English one. It'd be like I'd probably recognize it, 'cause I read a lot and stuff, but it'd be like
When would I use it, right?
there's like no practical need.
Exactly. はい。ということでね。But yes, well, thank you so much for everybody who is joining. ということで皆様ごきげんよう。ちょっとね、こちらの配信ではね、皆様の名前を読んだりはしないんですけど、バンバンコメントはしてってください。I won't be able to read out your names for this stream. Just FYI, there's another stream after this because today's is actually the day of that I start my Japanese learning challenge. But yeah, feel free to comment all of what you want. ということでね、well, without further ado, because I know Shimo-san and I like to talk, so
yeah.
we gotta start, I guess. ということで
I mean, it is our first time chatting since we got nothing, so.
It's been a while. ということでね、本日日本語の比較について勉強をしていきます。So we're going to be studying about comparison structures in Japanese. So comparison in Japanese is called 比較. Repeat after me, Shimo-san. 比較.
比較.
Yes, 比較. So today, we're going to go through two of the more major ones, I would say. We're going to go through this, I would say, grammar point that is called より の方が and then の中で一番。はい。ということで、if you are here to actually learn, make sure that you have your notebooks and your pens ready because I'll be saying a lot of things and we're going to do a lot of practices too today. So screenshot, write it down, whatever it is most comfortable for you, do it. ということでね、いきます。Comparison. Okay, Shimo-san. This is... What page is this? Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Page 5. I'm on page 5 of the PowerPoint right now.
Okay.
Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna read it out loud. A より B の B 方が adjective です。B 方が A より adjective です。Okay, so this basically is a sentence structure where you can explain or express things like B is more adjective than A. I know it doesn't make a single sense right now, but hi. Okay, have you ever heard of this structure? Like, have you ever heard people actually using things like より ほうが before?
I use it if I get them mixed up periodically.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
if that's the case, today is the day that we're gonna fix it. Good.
It's mostly just because, like, I think it's mostly just because, like, in English, you'd say it in reverse, right? But
Exactly.
in, like, Japanese, it's
Yep.
like you'd say, like, instead of, like, A より B, in English it'd be, like, B より A.
Yeah, I know. And to make it more confusing for you, like it says here, you can actually reverse it in Japanese too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that you have to like make sure that ほうが and より is stuck to the right words, so to say.
Yeah.
はい。違いがわからない。違いがわからない。猫より犬の方が好きです。あ、よかった。ね、日本人の方も違いがわからないって言ってらっしゃいますけど、そう難しいんですよ。Okay, I do want you to take notes, students, and Shimo-san. This is something that I think is very important. Okay, so for A and B, there's different stuff that goes into those two parts. So if you can move on to the next page, it says A. For the A, you can fit in things like nouns, verbs, it has to be dictionary form though. Or adjectives. It can be either e or it can be not adjectives. Do you know the difference between e adjectives and not adjectives, Shimo-san?
Not offhand. I'm not sure what dictionary form means either.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. So the verb dictionary form, whenever you learn or you study Japanese vocabulary, including verbs, this is going to be quite important because in Japanese, we have a lot of verb conjugations. Like, we change the shape of the verbs in order to express a lot of different things. Like, for example, hanashimasu. What does that mean? Hanashimasu, do you know?
Talk.
Yeah, talk. So, hanashimasu, I talk. But if I change it to hanashimashita, do you know what that means?
Spoke.
Exactly, spoke. And so by changing the end part, I guess, of the verb, we change the form of expression, so to say. And so that is the verb conjugation. And when we say dictionary form, we mean this to indicate the most basic form of the verbs. So hanashimasu is not the dictionary form, but hanasu is the dictionary form.
Yeah, so hanasu.
Yeah. So tabemasu is not the dictionary form. That is what we call the masu form, and taberu will be the dictionary form.
I see.
Yeah. Good question. So, in terms of e adjectives and not adjectives, there's two types of adjectives in Japanese. The ones that ends with hiragana i and the ones that doesn't. Like, for example, let's go with the easy ones. What is cute in Japanese?
Kawaii.
Kawaii. So desu. Kawaii. So, kawaii ends with the hiragana i. You know, when you write it down? Mm-hmm. So we call those e adjectives. What is big in Japanese? It starts with o. Yeah, oki desu. Oki. That also ends with the hiragana i. So that is considered the e adjective. How do you say quiet in Japanese, do you know? It starts with shi.
Shizuka.
Yeah, shizuka. Shizuka doesn't end with the hiragana i, does it? So we call that a not adjective. The reason why is because when you want to conjugate or when you want to add other words after the adjectives, for e adjectives, you don't need to put anything on it. Not adjectives, so you need to put not after it. Yeah. So we see it in the comments, but yes, exactly. Shizukana. Shizukana. So like, ookii inu, big dog, right? Ookii inu. But if you want to say quiet dog, you have to say shizuka na inu. Shizuka na inu.
Yeah.
So in this case, e and na are like the glue words or the glue in order to put other words onto the adjectives.
See, this is actually something I've known, but I never knew the reason why.
Oh, well, good. It's sometimes nice to know why exactly. Makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of the results of learning through speaking with people rather than studying.
Exactly.
So it's I know a lot of it. I know. I don't know the actual reasoning behind it.
Yeah, and I would say especially when this is not your first tongue or mother tongue, it does help in the long run knowing those things, because then it makes sense in the future, especially when you go into harder vocabs or grammars. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay, so for A, these are the things.
For me, I'm just a lost cause.
Nah, you are not. You are good. But yeah, so these are the things that will go into the A part. In terms of B, you can put in verb, again, dictionary form. adjectives, not adjectives, and nouns. But as you can see here, not adjectives, you need to put not after it if you're going to use it. Nouns, you need to put no after it if you're going to use it. So I think like you already understand why na and no will be there, but you basically need the glues in order to actually use not adjectives and nouns to fit in this sentence structure. And na and the no is basically the glue. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so far so good. Any questions?
No.
Okay. では、いきます。Next page. Shimo-san, would you mind reading this for me? There's 2 sentences.
Sure.
はい。
犬より猫の方が好きだ。
はい。
バスより電車の方が早い。
はい、早いです。OK。犬より猫の方が好きです。What do you think this means?
I like cats more than dogs.
Yes, I like cats more than dogs. I hope you like inu more than neko, but this sentence says that this person, whoever
I might
saying
be biased.
I mean, I guess you're a cat, so.
Yeah.
はい。難しいですね。But yes, 犬より猫の方が好きです。I like cats more than dogs. Which makes the next sentence mean, what does this mean? バスより電車の方が早いです。
Trains are faster than buses.
Yes, trains are faster than buses, which is quite true. So one thing to keep in mind here is that sometimes you don't even need the yori part. In order to make this sentence make sense, you just need 方が。方が早いです。That's like the main thing that you're trying to convey. 猫の方が好きです。I like cats more. 電車の方が早いです。Trains are faster. And so as long as you remember this part, you won't have to be confused anymore. 方 is the part that is more emphasized, the part that you want to convey more as the information that is important. Which is why I'm just going to go back really quick on this slide. Which is why you can actually flip it and say 方がより adjectives. So, for example, I can say instead of 犬より猫の方が好きです。I can actually say 猫の方が犬より好きです。And I can also say 電車の方がバスより早いです。So you can switch those two. Because it is, the meaning is in the 方が and より。
Yeah.
はい。Okay, so far
I feel
so
like a
good.
lot of that.
そうですね。Okay, well, if you're good, we're gonna practice. いいですか？Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna read a comment. It answers for questions using only 方が because Japanese often doesn't really specify the subject of the sentence. If you already know what you're talking about, what the subject of the topic is, like the topic of the conversation is, you don't necessarily have to specify it.
It's why it's really easy to spot non-native speakers when they overuse watashi.
Oh, yes, yes. Because it's like in your blood, right? You have to start your sentence with an I.
Yeah. I can spot that like a mile away because I don't do that.
Yeah, it does make it a lot more natural.
Yeah, it looks so weird when I see it. So it's like, I'll notice it and I'm like, yes, you're not in it.
It's like, huh? But yeah, okay. So like in English, you can use the adjectives and comparative forms to either compare two things or just express an opinion. Yes, exactly. So the subject that precedes 方が is always the greater one. I wouldn't say the greater one, but Precedes, yes, not precedes. Yes, the subject that precedes 方が is the one that is of the topic, if that makes sense. In this case, 猫の方が好きです. This person is trying to explain what they like. What do they like? Cats. 早いです. The train's faster than the bus. バスより電車の方が早いです. What is fast? The train. Hi. Okay, so we're gonna practice. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so let's practice. Let's use 好き. Hi, we all like the word 好き. It's really easy. So, real quick, Shimo-san, which adjective is it? In adjective or not adjective? Which one do you think 好き is?
Na.
Yes, not adjective, because it doesn't end with the hiragana I. Good job. Yay. Okay.
That's one I use a lot too.
Oh yeah? I like it. Okay, so we have the sentence, I like tea more than coffee. I want you to try to make this into Japanese. Huh. Is there any words that you don't know in Japanese in this sentence?
No, actually.
Okay, well, chat, you can try as well. How do you say this sentence in Japanese?
コーヒーよりお茶の
You're doing great. Sorry, I might have couldn't hear you. Can you say it again?
コーヒーより茶の方が好きだ。
そうです。好きだ or 好きです. By the way, the ending of da, like when you end a sentence with da, it's actually a written format of the language. So, yeah, you can say this. But yes, コーヒーより, oh, by the way, お茶 is like tea, as in like there's so many different kinds of tea. Like herbal tea is also お茶, so I just specified 紅茶, which is like black tea. But yes. Sorry, my bad. But yes, コーヒー.
Wait, what was that about da?
So da, so you know when you end your sentence with da, like コーヒーより紅茶の方が好きだ. That is actually a written format of Japanese. In Japanese, we do have written format and like speech format. I know like there's a word for it. Yeah, I'm
aware of that. I've never, usage of da, I've actually not quite fully understood.
So how can I explain it? So like, that again is more of like a written language. You only really see it on like books, papers, and Twitter, because Twitter people write, I guess.
I mean, I see. I'm in a couple of like Japanese discords, so I see it used a lot.
Oh, then people use it on Discord too.
Yeah, I see it get used.
But so that is da. We call it dante, which means that you are like for sure 100% sure about what you're saying. Japanese is a very like soft language, so to say. So when you are too straightforward, it can come off as like too strong, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and so that's why people
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So that's why people also like avoid ending their sentences with da. And so instead, in spoken language, you probably know, like, you know, a lot of people say things like dayo or desu yo. That is to ease that tension or like that strength or like that strongness of the language. Hi. This. Okay, I see a few people trying in the comments. Good job. お茶の方がコーヒー。お茶よりコーヒー方が好きです。お茶の方がコーヒーが好き。You guys, you're doing good, but you're like only 98% there. The 2%. You can say お茶よりコーヒー. Oh wait, no. If you say お茶よりコーヒー方が好きです, that means you like coffee more, which is not what we're trying to say. And sorry, really quick. I see the kanji, this whole being used on the chat. But this whole that you're using means law. And so the whole that you actually want to use is this. If you want to write it in Japanese. Hi. this. Okay, sorry, real quick, there's another question in the comments. That for daily conversations with friends. This is for formal conversation, at least that what I was taught. Actually, it is not. Hi. People really don't say that as the end of the sentence when you are speaking to each other. はい。ということでね、あんまり我々日本人意識してないと思うんですけど、文末ですね。だで終わる断定は、基本的に話し言葉ではなく書き言葉ですね。ということで、もしでも逆にこういう時に話す時でも使うよっていう方、いらっしゃったらぜひ教えていただきたいです。
I usually do. That's
yeah, this is definitely good. This.
I'll just drop it all together if it's with friends.
Oh yeah. So this. Okay. Next sentence. Let's try it again. I like summer more than winter. How do you say this in Japanese? これは日本語でどう言うでしょうか？ I like summer more than winter. Summer is nice.
Keep wanting to do it. Yeah. I keep wanting to say it the other way around because I don't like summer more than winter.
Yeah, I like winter better too. Summer's too hot.
冬より夏が
Yes! 冬より夏が好き or 冬より夏の方が好きです。はい。Okay, repeat after me. 冬より夏の方が好きです。
冬より夏の方が好きです。
完璧です。But just like you said, you can drop no whole. You can say 冬より夏が好きです。Grammatically, it is okay as well. It's just that on a test, you'll probably see this structure. Because test is a test. But yes, you can drop that no whole が。But yeah. Okay, let's do one more. I like games more than anime. How would you say this in Japanese?
アニメよりゲームの方が好きです。
はい、アニメよりゲームの方が好きです。I don't know about you, but I don't know. I like both.
Yeah, I like both.
Yeah. Can't really compare. But そうです。Okay. アニメよりゲームの方が好きです。Nice.
アニメより漫画の方が好きです。
私はアニメよりYeah, never mind, I like all. はい。ということで、let's
I never have enough time for anime.
I know, right? There's so many of them.
I can go through like dozens of volumes of manga in the time it takes me to watch an anime.
That's true. That is so true.
Also, there's not a lot of good Yuri.
Yeah. People need to invest more in those stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna practice next difficulty level 2. Now we're not gonna just do suki desu. We're gonna do this. America is bigger than Japan, which is true. Very true. I think it was like 7 times bigger. I'm talking about the United States of America, so not the American continent. Sorry, just wanted to make it easy, like simple. But yes, how would you say America is bigger than Japan in Japanese? はい。
日本よりアメリカの方が大きいです。
そうです。日本よりアメリカの方が大きいです。America! そうです。Yes, you got it right. 日本より、oh, sorry, しもさん、I'm gonna like move you real quick. なんちゃ、just so that we can see. 日本よりアメリカの方が大きいです。Okay, we're gonna go back. There we go. Okay, next. Phone calls are more convenient than emails. That's a hard one. Any words that you don't know how to say in Japanese?
Convenient.
Convenient is 便利. 便利.
Benori. Meru yori denwa no hoga benori.
So yes, 便利です. Good job. あれ? Oh, there you go. メールより電話の方が便利です。はい。メールより電話の方が便利です。Okay. We have a little bit more, but we're gonna continue on to the next part because, sorry, we're running out of time. Okay, so real quick, take notes of these parts. You don't need to specify the subject. Again, instead of saying 冬より夏の方が好きです, you can simply say 夏の方が好きです. Because the 方が part is the most important part about this grammar point. So yes, and another thing, you only use this when you're comparing two things. When there's more than two things that you're trying to compare, you're not going to be using this grammar structure. So far so good? 大丈夫ですか? Okay. 何か質問はありますか?
あります。
素晴らしい。では、次いきますね。I'm gonna move on. Next grammar point. Okay. 一番. I think we all, we say 一番 a lot, right? But what does 一番 mean?
Number one.
Number one, yes. Number one or first. In this case, number one can literally just mean the number. You know? Serial code kind of number. But yes. So, N の中で X が一番 adjective です。X is the most adjective among N. Okay, so again, 一番 means number one or first. Use this when you're comparing three or more things. This is the biggest difference between this and the previous one. より方が. For this one, you can use this for when you are trying to pick something up within groups. はい. And then の中で means within. By the way, の中で is not necessarily needed. You can just simply use 一番 to indicate that you're trying to pick your favorite here. Hi. So, any questions? Anything that is not quite clear yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Let's continue on then. Okay, so I moved on with the PowerPoint. There's this sentence that says, among the cakes here, the chocolate cake is the most delicious. ここのケーキの中でチョコレートケーキが一番美味しいです。はい。I don't know how true that is, but はい。
Yeah, I don't know.
So there's a comment here. So this is a superlative. Sorry, I forgot how to pronounce this word. Is that the right pronunciation? But yes, you're right. This is...
I think so.
Yay. But yes, this is to indicate the most. And sorry, I'm gonna move you again, Shimo-san, just a little bit. And I'm gonna move myself. Okay. ここのケーキの中でチョコレートケーキが一番美味しいです。見えますか? I hope y'all can see it. And we're gonna come back. はい。では。Next, I have an example sentence on ramen. Would you mind reading this, both in English and in Japanese?
Among Japanese food, I like ramen the most. 日本料理でラーメンが一番好きだ。
はい。どうですか? 日本料理の中で一番好きな食べ物は何ですか? しもさん。Do you actually like ramen?
I do really like ramen.
If that's the
my
case.
favorite though.
It's kind of hard because there's a lot to pick from.
Yeah.
Hi. But yeah, so as you can see, this is, in my opinion, quite simple. 日本料理でラーメンが一番好きです。You say de, like de, before de comes like the big group that you're comparing or choosing something from. No naka, or naka itself means inside. So just imagine that you're saying something like, inside this group, I like this the most. This is my number one.
Yeah.
So 日本料理の中で or 日本料理でラーメンが一番好きです。ラーメンが一番好きです。はい。So yeah, ラーメンが in this case you will most likely be using が between the noun or whatever word that you choose and 一番. So just remember that that is going to be the glue word or the particle here. が一番好きです。が一番好きです。
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that usually comes before ski. I don't know why, but I just know that's how that works.
Yes. Particles are really hard, but I would just say that ga is often used for subjects. And so...
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good about how I use it, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, ga is really hard. The difference between ga and wa is extremely hard. But in this case, ga ichiban suki desu is usually like the set. And so whenever you are practicing or trying to memorize grammar, I would say it's always really nice to try to memorize the particle that you see often together. Because then...
I think the thing that's helped me is the way I learn grammar is just from like seeing how my Japanese friends speak back to me.
No, that really is the best way. I guess the only problem can be that...
I mean, that's how I learned in general. So
yeah.
like... I mean...
But yeah, I think like... Again,
for better or worse.
Yeah, but for better or worse. Again, like the only problem maybe can be that because, you know... I think it's the same in any languages, including English, but the more casual you speak, the less grammar you actually care about. You know?
Definitely.
So I guess that can be a problem if you're going to like go into doing certain things like work in Japan or something. But aside from that, if you're simply wanting to improve communication, I think, and conversation skills, I think that really is like the best way to learn. So yeah.
Yeah, the way I kind of approached it is like, I feel like improving communication skills is a priority for me, and like improving like grammar and everything can kind of be like a secondary.
Yeah. I always like to say like grammar is kind of like a rule of playing a game. For example, chess.
Yeah.
I'm only bringing chess up because I don't know how to play chess. But there's a lot of rules to it, right?
Yeah. Pretty good at chess.
Oh, really? Okay. You need to teach me one day. But yeah, chess has a lot of rules, or like any games in general, really. But whenever there's a lot of rules, you try to memorize them, but nothing really sticks to you until you actually start playing the game, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of how it is for me. It's like I've never like looked at the rules, but it's like, you know, for Japanese, it's like I've been using it so much, and I read, like, I don't just like talk to people, but I also read so much that it's like I've picked up on a lot of it from like constantly reading and speaking.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. But yeah, I think like the only difference between chess and languages are that languages usually has a lot more rules, so it can be a little bit more confusing in the long run, but either way, you need both, right? You need to learn the rules, and then you also need to practice, so...
And like, I know in a lot of cases I do see ga and wa like used kind of interchangeably, and like some cases, like even within like conversations in different chats, like I'll see some people like use.
Yeah, chats can Shimo went full immersion mode. Really though, like an international school style. Yes.
But it's like, I feel like I got a pretty decent grasp on it. Like, I can kind of tell when it's like, I just get a feeling. I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah, like, that is the goal we all want to achieve, because that really is the best way. You just want to feel iffy about things and be like, it doesn't feel right. And then you're most likely doing the right thing, so yeah.
Yeah, well, for me, it's just like, I think it's just because I've read so much, and like, you know, not just like manga, but like light novels too, and like web novels, and it's just like, you know, I can like look at Japanese and I'm just like, this something about what I'm writing here doesn't look right.
Yes, it doesn't look right. Yeah, I mean, thankfully I'm at a level in English myself where I can just spot like, oh, it doesn't feel right. But sometimes it's really hard because I'm supposed to be teaching, and not being able to explain it is really like, oh, but comes and goes.
This is what I mean. I don't have any intentions to be a teacher, so like for me, it doesn't really. I don't need to explain it. I just need to be able to use it.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to like for me, a lot of the times it's just like, whenever I need to know something, I just look it up. I'm like, I'm at a point where I can look it up in Japanese. So it's like, I don't really need to know the rules as much as like, I need to just be able to know how to use it when I need to, right?
Yep, for sure. Okay, I being asked about the differences between ga and wa in the chat. So let me explain real quick. Okay. I seen some explanation that wa shows the topic of the sentence and ga shows the subject of the verb. Is it accurate? Depends. So yeah, for those of you who don't know what ga and wa is, these are particles in Japanese. I like to call it glue words because that is simply what they do. They glue between words so that it can fit in a sentence. Ga and wa are often both used in subjects. The biggest difference, I would say, is that ga can also be used to indicate objects or like the subtitle or something like of the sentence, while wa is only specifically for subject. Not even linguists, like professional Japanese linguists, can explain exactly how to differentiate the difference of usage between wa and ga. So I'm not going to try it myself, but I would like to say that when you are usually talking about yourself, you would use wa. And in a way, like if you're talking about things, you would usually use ga. Like for example here, you know, 日本料理でラーメンが一番好きです. That's one thing I want you to keep in mind. In the English sentence here, you see the letter I because you always have to put I in the sentence, or you, or like whoever is trying to talk about. Like you just have to make sure that people know that this opinion is of somebody's, right? And
yeah, I think you use ga with like hoshi and stuff like that too.
Yeah, for sure. Ga hoshi.
Yeah, like it's just like I've just kind of picked up on that, but it's like, yeah, I couldn't explain it, and from my understanding, it does feel like no one can really explain
confusing.
it either.
It
it definitely feels like one of those things where it's like the more time you spend like engaging in the language, you just kind of pick it up.
It will one day click for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's kind of how I feel like it went for me.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry. So what I was trying to say is that like you don't see watashi wa in the sentence that I wrote here. 日本料理でラーメンが一番好きです. But in reality, if you want to, you can put the word watashi in the sentence, which will be 私は日本料理でラーメンが一番好きです. So, in a way that people often talk about Japanese grammar, there's the subject and there's the object of the sentence. Japanese, again, is an SOV sentence structure language. There's the subject, you talk about the object, and then verb comes at the end. In this case, it's not necessarily a verb, it's an adjective, but you get the drill. I'm pretty sure you get it.
You can drop so much Japanese in
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can drop, like, usually people drop the subject in Japanese, which is why watashi wa doesn't exist in this sentence. But yeah, watashi wa subject wa ramen ga object here. Hope that answers the questions from the chat. Hi. ですってことで OK gotta move on because why we have a little bit more let's practice 練習しましょう一番美味しいです We're gonna try to talk about what is the most delicious Okay so 一番美味しいです is the structure we're gonna use What do you consider the most delicious among 日本料理 Shimo-san, we already went through this, so you can pick whatever you like, but I want you to make a sentence using 一番美味しいです and 日本料理 and that goes the same to chat. If you want to practice, I want you to explain what you consider the most delicious within Japanese food.
So difficult.
So difficult to choose from. The sentence structure is the same from the last ramen sentence, so hopefully that will give you a bit of a hint of how you can use it.
I can't give
Little hint. Okay, well, I'll give you a word then. Do you like takoyaki, Shimo-san? Oh no, but it has seafood.
I don't.
In it. Yeah, I was like, wait, no. Shimo-san doesn't like seafood. Next.
No, I don't. It's like that. That I don't. I
Well,
like
I mean-
seafood.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't like sashimi though, right?
It's not that I don't like sashimi. It's more.
Texture?
Yeah, it's like more of a texture thing
Okay.
for me. I think.
Then let's say, do you like sukiyaki?
I do.
Okay. There you have it. Your word. I want you to say, whether it be true or not, I want you to say, sukiyaki is the most delicious within Japanese food.
I've only had it like that one time.
Oh. It's okay. It still works. It still counts.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a fun experience.
Yeah. For sure. The raw egg. But yes. How would you say it?
日本料理ですき焼きさん。
Yeah, 日本料理ですき焼きが一番好きです。Good job. By the way, 日本料理で real quick on the chat. Sorry, I don't know how I'm supposed to read your name. H15 さん。日本料理で一番好きのが牛丼です。If you want to say it that way, you actually need a particle somewhere. 日本料理で一番好きなのは好きなのが牛丼です。or 好きなのは牛丼です。Here you go. And yes, for Shimoさん、日本料理で一番 Sorry, I'm just gonna put it in the chat. 日本料理ですき焼きが一番好きです。一番好きです。Again, you put the group, in this case, 日本料理 at the beginning で一番 日本料理で and then you put the noun すき焼きが一番好きです Okay, let's move on. We'll skip ice cream. How about dessert? What is your favorite dessert? What do you consider the most tasty?
Ice cream.
Okay, that was easy. Okay,
Yeah.
using the same sentence structure, I want you to say, ice cream is, well, I like ice cream the most within the grouping of like desserts.
Okay. デザートでアイスが一番好き。
はい。デザートでアイスが一番好きです。Good job. 私はデザートでシュークリームが一番好きです。So good. I love シュークリーム。Okay. ということで、we're gonna continue on real quick. How about like, what is your favorite color? In this case, you can just skip the の中で part. You can just simply use 一番。 to make it easier.
ピンクが
Sorry, your voice keeps cutting off. Would you mind saying it again?
sorry.
I think your
ピ
voice
ン
is...
クが一番好きです。
はい、ピンクが一番好きです。Thank you. あ、魚は一番嫌いです。Is this okay? You don't like fish? Yes, that's okay. You might want to say 魚が一番嫌いですthough. Again, the difference between ga and wa is off the question here, but it just sounds more natural. デザートで団子が一番好きです。団子. Somebody likes 団子? What today?
団子 are yummy.
団子 yummy. I like the ones with anko in it. Okay, next.
Same.
Right? Okay, next is 動物 animals. What do you like?
That reminds me of the uncle dessert we had.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I do like anko toast. Okura toast too. That's good. I love that. That's really nice. Okay, so 動物 what's your favorite animal?
猫が一番好きです。
猫が一番好きです。Well, rivalry going on. 私は犬が一番好きです。Or I can say 私は動物の中で犬が一番好きです。A very detailed sentence. Maybe too detailed if you are wanting to communicate with actual people, but grammatically.
Yeah, it sounds very weird to hear.
Right? It's always like this. 今来てくださった方ごきげんよう。ミミさんだ。ミミさんだ。ごきげんよう。Okay, well this is the hard one. Manga. What's your favorite manga? I know it's really hard to choose, so you can just pick the one that comes to your mind now. I'm gonna say I don't know, I'm just gonna pick the one that I see right now. 3月のライオンが一番好きです。漫画の中で3月のライオンが一番好きです。How about you, Shimoさん?
It's such a hard choice.
I know.
There's a lot I like. Though, I guess if I had to pick one, 狼の皮をかぶった羊姫番付
が一番好きです。That was a long title.
It's
Hi.
one of the shortest titles I could think.
If that's the case, you probably picked
I can put the I can put the in chat.
Okay, do it.
Yeah.
Check it. 狼の皮をかぶった羊姫。長い。漫画でブリーチが一番好きです。ブリーチ。私さ、ブリーチ見たことも読んだこともないんですよ。怒られるから。
Considering I've been reading a lot of light novels lately,
Is there a maid in it?
Yes, it's very cute.
Meidoさん.
Wolf Girl Maid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sympathy. シンパシーを。ありがとう。
It's very cute. It's very, very cute.
It does look cute.
I really like this artist a lot.
Delphina-san is saying that they like it too. Nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, so that is it for the easy chat.
Sure.
Or you, Shimo-san?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it. いきますよ。難しめの練習いきます。では、let's practice about fruits. Again, 果物. Repeat after me. 果物.
果物.
Hi. Okay, so tell me what you think. What is the most hard fruit? You don't really have to think too much about it. Just give me the ones that comes to your mind. What is the hardest fruit? What is the 甘い fruit, sweetest fruit, and 柔らかい softest fruit? This goes the same to chat. Go ahead, tell me what you think is the hardest fruit, the sweetest fruit, and the softest fruit. Put it in the chat and I'll review it for you because I'm nice. And it's free. Hi. We're gonna do this for 3 minutes or maybe 2 minutes and we'll continue on to the next question.
I mean, I would say coconut.
Oh, coconut. Oh, that is hard. That's a hard fruit for sure. It's sweet too. Okay, Shimo-san, do you want to try?
I realize most people don't think of that as a fruit, but it is a fruit.
Wait, some people consider it like a vegetable or something?
I think people think of it as a nut. It's in the name of coconut.
Oh, never really
But it's
made
a
that
fruit.
connection before. Somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Coconut is the hardest fruit. どうぞ、Shimo-san.
Yeah.
You remember the structure? Well, I mean, you just have to use 一番.
What is coconut in Japanese?
Oh, sorry.
It's just coconut, right?
Coconuts. You
Yeah,
have the small coconuts.
Yeah, I just remember Neko. I was like, oh wait. Yeah. ココナッツが一番硬い。
はい、ココナッツが一番硬いです。In this case, I'm just gonna add 果物の中で just because it will probably make a little bit more sense because like 果物 fruits are a big group. 果物の
Yeah.
果物 sorry, I'm just gonna put it in the chat. 果物の中でココナッツが一番 Sorry, my keyboard is a US keyboard, so I'm not used to it. はい。果物の中でココナッツが一番硬いです。Okay. H15 さん, if you want to try, you can try to make it into a sentence.
I can make it more complicated, but...
You can make it more complicated if you want to.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of what the word for the other fruit is in Japanese.
Ooh.
One second.
What's the English name of the fruit?
Jackfruit.
I don't know. That's a good jackfruit.
It looks like it's haramitsu. Maybe.
Oh, paramitsu. Well, to be fair,
yeah.
I am pretty sure most Japanese people will not know what paramitsu is.
Yeah.
皆さん、パラミツ
It's really
ってご
sweet.
存知?
It's really,
I've
really
heard
sweet.
before. It is really
actually,
sweet.
there's a Chinese market near me that periodically will they sell them.
Oh, makes
But they'll
sense.
periodically slice one and sell them in 1 pound slices.
Oh.
So I'll
it's not like
buy a 1 pound.
In like that thingy, like whatever you call it, like it's not even the shell, is it? I don't know, like the.
Well, no, it's like in the shell still.
Oh, but they'll sell it
Like they just
that?
like literally slice the fruit in 1 pound like sections, so you don't have to buy the whole 20-pound fruit.
Oh wow!
So it's actually manageable, you know. Yeah. Have you seen a whole jackfruit before? They're huge.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. No, they're quite large.
Oh, interesting. はい、ということでね、ジャックフルーツっていうフルーツがあるんですけど、日本語ではパラミツっていうらしいです。ちなみになんか南の方の果物ですね。ちょっとね、ドリアンっぽい感じの。私も一回食べたことあるんですけど、めちゃ甘いです。Oh, wait. H15 さん、I see a really good sentence in the chat, so let's read this. Thank you. ありがとうございます。素晴らしい。
Have you had juicy fruit gum before?
No.
By chance. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's first that I did not know. What?
Well, no,
So
juicy fruit's
cool,
like
though.
a type of gum. But I don't think...
Okay. I don't think I've had
Yeah,
it
the gum.
before.
I don't know how common it is in Japan.
Probably not. I'm not
But one of
really sure.
the main flavoring for it's like a derivative of jackfruit.
Oh, interesting.
So it's one I always reference, at least for people I know in the US, because it's like
Mhm.
if they've not had jackfruit, there's a good chance they've had like a juicy fruit, and it gives them like the
Oh.
closest idea of like what it
At least
tastes
like you'll
like.
know what it tastes like.
Um,
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a huge fruit. So it's nice to be able to go and get like just a 1 pound slice, because I'll like make smoothies out of it and stuff.
Oh,
and it
that
tastes,
sounds so
like, pretty good.
tasty.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, sorry, real quick. 果物の中でココナッツが一番硬い、リンゴが一番甘い、マンゴーが一番柔らかいと思います。They're all great. H15 さん. Tell me later how I'm actually supposed to pronounce your name. Real quick though. Katakana is the hard part here. Coconut is coconuts instead of coconuts. And mango is mango instead of mango. You need like the line, the dash at the end to extend, to elongate the sound.
Mm-hmm.
Also, since you are trying to say this in the masu form, which is more formal, I would personally think that it might be better for you to use better or the right grammar. In this case, because you are listing certain things up, it is better for you to conjugate the adjectives into the te form. Te form, by the way, is like an and for sentences, not for like verbs and adjectives. So I would say, 果物の中でココナッツが一番硬くて、リンゴが一番甘くて、マンゴーが一番柔らかいと思います。
That's actually what I was about to do.
Oh, good. Oh, so that's what you're trying to like make it.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was
okay,
trying to think of
yeah.
what the word for jackfruit is. Yeah.
Oh, makes sense. I mean, like you were already
Yeah.
on it, so do you want to do it?
I mean, I can.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I would say for the softest though. I was just gonna do the two, but
Oh, well, I mean that works too.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh. 果物の中でココナッツが一番耐えて I already forgot the word for jackfruit.
パラミツ。
パラミツ。That threw me off. パラミツが一番甘いだ。
Yes, 一番甘いです。Good job. Okay, ユシともしもしよろしく。ユシさん OK です。ありがとうございます。Okay, good job. So shall we do maybe one or two more? Let's do vehicles. 乗り物。What's the fastest? What's the most expensive? And what's the most convenient? This definitely depends on where you live and like what you prefer, but thought it might be nice. どうでしょ
I know nothing about vehicles.
う? Me neither. I still not yet have a driver's license.
Driving in Japan scares me, not gonna lie.
Right?
It's backwards. It's on the wrong side. And some of the roads are like so narrow.
Oh yeah, narrow part for sure. People
Yeah.
like, drop into the rice fields all the time.
Because I've gone out into the countryside so much, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah. And did you know like you'll be charged
like especially on the mountain passes, and it's like these roads are not wide enough for two cars to go past
Oh,
each
yeah,
other,
you
but
need
boy, they
space.
sure are.
I know, right? But
And
really, like, if you actually fall into a rice paddy, a rice field with your car, you will be charged millions because the car gasoline destroys the soil.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. gotta be extra.
I just leave driving to other people.
You don't really want the responsibility, so I don't really want the responsibility. I'd rather just take public transportation. Better for the environment too, you know? So Oh, okay, sorry, real quick. 果物の中でバナナが一番柔らかいです。JJ さん、your sentence is perfect. Grammatically perfect, yes. And bananas are quite soft, so they actually might be 一番柔らかい. Who knows? Okay, ということで乗り物。はい、let's try this. Fast, expensive, and convenient. How to say fast and expensive? Well, you can look at the PowerPoint. That is the reason why it's up here. But if you have a word you want to use and you don't know how to say it in Japanese, feel free to ask. Hayai is fast. Takai means expensive. It can also mean high, but it can also be used to indicate expensive as in the price. And then convenient is benri. Benri. Yes. What do you think? What do you think? It's the fastest. 乗り物の中で
乗り物の中
There's the bullet trains that is very obviously fast.
難しい。
Well, since I brought up bullet trains, I'll give you the idea. Bullet trains, Shinkansen. You can use that and try to say the fastest vehicle is within the groupings of vehicles. The fastest is Shinkansen.
乗り物の中で新幹線が一番速い。
そうです。乗り物の中で新幹線が一番速いです。And if you actually want to like use it in real life, you can actually add a lot of things before the sentence that we just made. For example, let's say that, you know, you got on a lot of like public transportations while your trip to Japan, and you want to indicate that like among the vehicles, among the things that I got on while on my trip to Japan, the Shinkansen was the fastest. You can say something like that. For example, you can say it like 日本旅行の中で新幹線が一番早かったです。かった past tense 早かったです。So yeah, you can say something like that too. Oh, Yushi-san has a pretty good sentence. 乗り物の中で飛行機が一番速くて、そして高いです。確かに。新幹線が一番便利です。You're right. But did you know that some places, like if you travel domestically, sometimes planes are cheaper than Shinkansen. Like, surprisingly.
Like if you're going to Hokkaido.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. 新幹線は音が静かでびっくりする。確かにね。But yeah, I do like Shinkansen because you have a lot more freedom and it's very quiet.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely prefer Shinkansen.
Yeah, and then you can actually, you don't have to feel as confiscated? No, is that the right word?
Confined.
Thank you. Hi.
I feel like Shinkansen's not on quite as tight of a schedule either.
True.
Like you can rebook your Shinkansen, your flight. You're kind of
Yeah, you're
I feel
kind of
like you're more
stuck with
stuck
it.
Yeah.
And then you have to travel to the airport, which is always like in the middle of nowhere. Hi.
I've not had that issue considering like I'm usually pretty close to Haneda.
Oh, that's always nice. That is definitely always nice.
Yeah, but it's for me it's just like I don't know. I like things.
I feel you.
I think I do want to go to Hokkaido at some point. I think I probably would try to. I think I probably would try to think that up there.
My high school trip was to Hokkaido, and I gained 3 kilos within like my 4 or 5 days of being there, because the food was so good. The ramen, the seafood, the dairy, like the ice cream. Oof.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I know, so good. So yeah, if you ever go to Hokkaido, just make sure that you have like a lot of elastic, like, you know, clothes. You're not gonna be the same size.
No, I ate so much while I was in Japan this last trip that like it took me a couple weeks to like work it off.
Yeah, and especially when you like eat out, there's a lot of like fatty food, but like that makes it extra good, right?
It wasn't even just that fatty. It was, I kept going out in groups of friends who were just like, oh, you should try this thing. And I'm like, I'm full. They're like, you should try this. Because like, I think it was that night when I met up with my friend after we met up, when we went to, me and my friend, we went to Yamachan, right?
Oh,
and we ate a lot of tebasaki.
Oh, tebasaki, of course.
Yeah. But like after like I was like, okay, I'm full. And he was just like, you gotta try their tonkatsu ramen. It is so good. And I was just like, no, I'm so full. I'm like, no.
Extra heavy.
He's like, they've got a small size. They've got a small size. You should really try it. It's really good. And I was just like, I'm so full at this point, but okay, sure. I was regretting it the next day. It was really good. It was actually really good, but oh god.
Oh, yeah.
That was my whole week.
Oh, I'm sorry. But no, it happens, right?
It is worth it.
Especially when you're with people, they try to like shove all the food down. Because like like that's the love that they have, but still it can be very heavy. But yes.
Yeah, if I hadn't been doing that like multiple times that week, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Right? But yeah, sorry, real quick, Yushi-san, you don't really have to put everything together, because especially what you were trying to say, they're two different things, and so putting it in 2 different sentences were probably the right move. So good job. But yeah. Sorry, I just realized that our time is coming to an end. Because I have another stream that is happening in like 15 minutes, which is like my bad. It's my scheduling. But and also because I probably need to go to the bathroom and stuff before my next stream. We're going to like just skip to the end. Oops, wait. Oh, where did my? There's supposed to be another slide. It's gone. Okay. Well, that sucks.
Which one?
There is supposed to be a little like review slide.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I only see the Atsui Samui and
sad day. Well, I am still gonna like do a little bit of a review. But because I hope this actually helped Shimo-san. Do you think like I was able to answer a bit of your questions, or like your of the things that were a little bit confusing?
Yeah, I definitely think I've gotten a bit more used to it. For sure.
よかったです。ありがとうございます。ということでね、ちょっと復習をします。Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of a review. Come on. ちょっとIt takes forever to load. ロードに時間がかかって。Okay. So, より、ほうが、and ほうがより。Again, remember, ほうが is the important part when using this grammar point. ほうが is the part that you're trying to convey. That's like the topic that you're trying to express. And you can switch between A and B. A より B の方が adjective です。B の方が A より adjective です。 And then remember for the B, no hoga part, you can either put na or no because when you use na adjectives, you want to make sure that you conjugate it with na. And when you use a noun, you always want no. Nouns and no are like best friends. You'll see them together a lot. はい。So, 犬より猫の方が好きです can be changed into 猫の方が犬より好きです and stuff. Again, another reminder to make sure that you remember that this より方が is only used when you're comparing two things. When you're comparing more than two things, you usually do not use this. ということで、ちょっとより方がの復習をします。より方が be方が adjective です。形容詞です。方がメインです。よりのところはなくてもいいです。例えば、犬より猫の方が好きです。じゃなくても、猫の方が好きです。これだけでも大丈夫です。より方がを使うときは、2つのものの比較をするときです。3つ以上、3よりも大きいものを compare 比較するときは使いません。はい。Okay, now moving on to の中で一番。一番 again means number one. This is what you want to use when you want to indicate what your favorite or your number one choice of the adjective is. Doesn't always have to be positive, it can be negative. We went through all the positive stuff today, like おいしい、好き、かわいい, but it can simply be like 嫌いです。like 虫の中でゴキブリが一番嫌いです。Among insects,cockroaches are my least favorite. I hate them. Is my most disliked. Right? They're so...
Yes.
Ugh. But yeah, direct translation will be something like the most dislike. Which I know sounds contradicting in English, but just remember that is how it is going to be in Japanese. So again, it doesn't have to always be used positively. It can be used for like negative things when you want to express your negative thoughts. ということで、の中で一番は、一番好き、一番可愛いだけじゃなくて、ネガティブにも使えます。一番嫌い、一番怖い、一番醜いとかも使えます。一番まずいとか。はい。で、の中で一番を使うのはグループとか3個以上のものを3個よりも多いものを比較、compare するときです。はい。ということで、so far, do you have any questions, しもさん？Okay. Well, if that's the case, sorry for the rush and in the end, but that'll be it for today. Thank you all so much for joining. And Shimo-san, do you have any announcements that you'd like to make about your streams or your any events that's gonna happen soon for you?
Not anytime soon, no.
Okay. Well, Shimo-san's Twitter and her Twitch account is on the chat. It's pinned, so make sure you go follow her if you haven't yet. Shimo-san is a great DJ. She does a lot of DJing. Crazy cool. Yeah. I don't know. She's like cute, but also DJs. Like, yeah. Like a true anime character, right? A lot of skills.
We'll have to do a Zatsu stream at some point.
I know. It might have to be after I move because like things are gonna be crazy. But yeah, a real quick reminder, sorry, like I actually might take like a whole month off sometime soon because things are going a bit crazy with like I'm moving. Yay. 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 Hi. But yes, again, there's gonna be another stream right after this, like in like 5 minutes. So if you are interested in learning a new language, well, learning Japanese, make sure that you come to that as well. ということで、 この後ですね、実は5分後にもう一つ配信がありまして、日本語学習チャレンジと言いますか、ごめんなさい、ちょっと字幕のがまだなんですけど英語学習にも使っていただける、チャレンジの、解説をする配信をこの後すぐします。ぜひお越しになってください。ちょっと英語でしか解説できてない部分を日本語でも解説しようと思いますので、今年英語頑張りたいよっていう方ぜひ来てみてください。Okay, so what else? Oh yes, if you're watching this stream or the VOD, and if you have any questions about this grammar, make sure that you leave comments. And if you want to practice making sentences, and if you want me to check your grammar, you can just simply leave them in the comment section of this VOD, and I'll make sure that I'll go through them for you, so that you can have basically free feedback, because that is all what we want, right? Okay. ということで、はい。皆様、本日はお越しいただきましてありがとうございました。Thank you so much for coming to class. Shimo さん、is it okay if we end with, ごきげんよう together?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and we'll say ごきげんよう together. いいですか？
いいよ。
はい。では行きます。3, 2, 1. ごきげんよう。
ごきげんよう。
バイバイ。